Hello everyone. So today I want to talk about the U visa. Specifically, I want to cover what's known as the U visa bona fide determination process. Before I get into today's topic, if you have any questions about this topic or you want to set up a consultation, visit us at carboneattorneys.com. I'll post the link below. We also have a button on our website to schedule consultations. Fill it out, send it, and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. So the bona fide determination process, how did we get here? So right now, there is a massive backlog in U visa cases. I think there's probably about 160,000 cases out there, and anyone that files gets put on this backlog waiting line. And up until recently, with the Biden administration, you just had to wait. And there wasn't really much hope for people, especially those that actually qualify for a U visa. And for anyone tuning in that hasn't watched my previous videos, the U visa is an immigration benefit for victims of certain crimes. So when it comes to getting relief, you want it sooner than later, especially if you've supported law enforcement in the investigation or prosecution of the crime for which you were the victim. So under the Biden administration, the bona fide determination process was created. And what this does is it kind of speeds up the process a little bit. But essentially what you're getting, if you qualify, is work authorization and deferred action for 4 years, and it is renewable. So how do you qualify for the bona fide determination? Well, you have to be properly filed. So there are principal applicants and beneficiary applicants. So to be properly filed as a principal applicant, you have to completely fill out your I-918, submit the required evidence, which includes the 918 Supplement B, which I've done a video on that before. That's the certification from the local police department, prosecutors, whoever you assisted in the prosecution or investigation of your crime, and a statement from you, the principal applicant, about the victimization that you experienced. If you are considered to be properly filed and your application is reviewed, you will be eligible for the bona fide determination process, and you'll get that work authorization and deferred action, which means the government's not going to come after you during that period because you have protection in place. Now, for beneficiaries, essentially, you need to have a properly filed I-918A supplement, and you need to have submitted proof of your relationship to the principal beneficiary, be that you're the parent, the child, the spouse, etc., etc. And the principal applicant must have received the bona fide determination and have that approved. So you're kind of coupled with the principal applicant in that situation. So who's not eligible? So there's two groups of individuals who will not be eligible for the BFD process. One being, if you are living outside of the United States, you're not eligible. You must be in the US, you must be living here in the borders of the US. Second, as a part of this process, there are biometrics taken, meaning your fingerprints. So if the government runs your fingerprints and you pose a threat, a national security threat, or any public safety threat, meaning you've been convicted of certain enumerated offenses, you will not be eligible for the BFD process. So what happens if you are not granted BFD? Now, this is not an outright denial of your case. It just means you didn't meet the standard eligibility requirements for a bona fide determination. What ends up happening is you'll be placed on a waiting list. And at that stage, you might receive what's known as an RFE, a request for further evidence, or you might receive a NOID, a notice of intent to deny. In that situation, if you don't reply or you fail to meet the burden that's set by those requirements, then your case might be denied. However, if you overcome that burden and your case continues, you'll still be on the waiting line. It'll just be longer, and you'll still be eligible for the work authorization and the deferred action. Now, this applies to principal applicants, of course, but for beneficiaries who fall under the principal applicant's case, they will also be placed on the wait list. However, their wait will be considerably longer, especially if the principal applicant is on the wait list. So the principal applicant needs to get that determination before the beneficiary is actually eligible to get that BFD determination. Now, if the beneficiary is on the wait list and the principal applicant receives a bona fide determination, that will likely grant the beneficiary the same as well. Now, the only catch here is that at this stage, the beneficiary can also have their case denied. So if the beneficiary is issued an RFE or annoyed, same situation applies. You gotta respond to that, provide whatever evidence they're asking for, and if you overcome that burden, you'll continue on the line. However, if you don't, then your case would be denied. So that's it. That is the U visa bona fide determination process. Thankfully, this was put in place. It's not perfect, but it gives applicants quicker access to the benefits of the U visa, which is ultimately legal permanent residence. But in the interim, having work authorization and deferred action doesn't hurt. It's a great benefit to have if you're eligible. So that's it. Please, if you like this video, like, subscribe, double tap, and I will keep making them.